Let's take 10 minutes for ourselves to find a pose called cow face pose. And why it's called that, I'm not exactly sure, but let's play and let's get into that pose. So let's start with an easy cross of the legs. And first, we're going to do our arms for this position. So bring your arms out to a T, bring that right arm up, hinge at the elbow, and now left thumb points down, hinge at that elbow. Are you able to connect your hands together? A lot of people cannot. If you're unable to, use a strap or a belt to find that bind. So that's our first position for our cow face pose. So I'm going to come out of that again. Have that strap if you need it. Sit up nice and tall. Let's bring those arms out to a T. I would have the strap in that right hand. Right arm goes up and hinge at that elbow. The hand is behind your head. Left thumb points down, hinge at that elbow, and find your bind. So finding your strap here or those fingertips. Sit up nice and tall and think about keeping this right elbow attached to your head. So we don't want to let that head drop. And we're going to hinge from our hips. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Don't let the head drop. So we're getting a back stretch in this as well as working on that bind for our arms. Release that. That's some good shoulder work here. And let's do the other side. If you're using your strap, strap is in the left hand. Arms out to a T. Left arm up, hinge at that elbow. Bring that hand back behind. Right thumb points down. Hinge at that elbow. Reach back, find your strap or the fingertips to find your bind. Keep that head and neck nice and relaxed. And again, when we hinge forward, don't let that head drop forward. Keep it attached to that left arm. Inhale. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Coming forward. So you're going to feel that in the back and getting that nice shoulder stretch. And come back up. Release the arms. So that's the first position of cow face. So we've got our arms and those shoulders. The second part is adding the legs to that. So putting a bend in those knees, feet flat, sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to take my right leg underneath the left. So my right heel is going to come back toward this left hip. And I'm going to line my right knee up with my belly button. And now I'm going to take my left leg, cross it over, and try to bring this left heel to my right hip. And your knees may be way up here. Again, that's okay. We're finding this flexibility again in our hips. What you want to try to do eventually is to have these knees stacked right on top of each other. So look how I'm just trying to walk my feet just to adjust and stack those knees right on top of each other. Now for cow face pose, you've got two positions here. So the easier position is with those heels back closer to the hips. What brings a little bit more work into the hips is if you walk those feet forward so that you have more of this angle here. So keeping your legs in this position where if your heels are back here or if they're in front, either one is fine. So now let's add the arms to our cow face pose. Bring both arms out. Use your strap if you need to. Right arm comes up, hinge at the elbow, hand behind the back. Left hand, thumb points down. Hinge at that elbow, find your bind. So you're finding your strap or your hand. Sit up nice and tall, and now we're going to add that forward hinge. Again, don't let the head drop. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Now feel that hip stretch and the shoulders stretch and that low back. This is cow face. And let's hinge back up. Let's release those arms first. And let's uncross those legs and sit up nice and tall. Other side, because we never want to be one-sided, right? So this time now, the left leg is going to go underneath. Line that knee up with your belly button. And again, we're going to try to stack those knees on top of each other. Right leg comes over. You can already start to feel this hip working. And now let's try to stack those knees. Bringing your heels back to those hips. Stack those knees. And if you're a little more flexible, you have the option to walk those feet a little more forward, getting more stretch in those hips. Let's do our arm positions for the other side. So sit here comfortably, arms out. Bring that left arm up, hinge at the elbow, hand behind the head. Right thumbs point down, hinge at that elbow, reach behind the back. Can you find those fingertips or your strap? So you're in that bind. When you're ready, inhale. Exhale, hinging from the hips. Ooh, feeling that hip stretch. Don't let the head drop. Keep it attached to that left arm. Finding that forward fold in your cow face pose. And hinge back up. Release those arms. Uncross those legs. And good job for taking 10 for yourself to play. See you next time.